All right, welcome everybody. Again, this is session 47 of War for Crimson Rock. At this time, we have with us Megan and Rachel. Samad is running a little bit late, and unfortunately, Sean is not going to be able to make it this session. And so, to kick it off, I would like to request that Rachel give us a quick, or not a quick, I'm sorry, just give us a recap. Now, we actually did something a little special because last time Rachel wasn't able to make it. So, Rachel and I had a separate session that actually runs in parallel with what our heroes were doing before. So, I think it'll be interesting to hear her perspective, and then afterwards also get some more insight from Megan on top of that. So, go ahead and have at it, Rachel.
So, after we did the stuff with the gladiatorial things, went back to the uh, refugee tents and everything. I took a little resting time, and during that time, the locket that we got that I decided to put on for safekeeping started glowing, and I heard a voice that was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Hello." And it turns out that someone, just like in the countryside of Voltier, has a locket and was like, "Oh my god, there's someone on the other end of this, finally." And so turns out what's her name, Kenneth? I always forget.
Famda, Phamda.
Famda, my new friend Famda. And so she told me about herself, offered to look up anything because she is, uh, chilling with a bunch of books in the countryside doing boring stuff. So she's like, I just like talking to people. If you need anything, I'll look it up for you. And I'm like, cool, that might come in handy. We're doing stuff. Um, then we went to the train. We did some stuff, and while y'all kind of walked up, I meandered around to the back, and when shit started going down up at the front, it was hard for little Ori to elbow her way through, so she climbed some, poor soul, uh, to see what was going on. Um, but she was on the other side of the train car when it broke apart. And so she decided that she was going to round up all the stragglers who were like sprinting into the forest. She's like, no, no, it's not where you go. And there were children, and she has the soft spot for children. So she was rounding that up while trying to get the doors of the other train cars open because she saw Pan just hurling people towards them, um, which was great. So they didn't, break their skulls open or anything. Uh, and then while y'all were fighting Fira, Fira, yes, I saw a hooded dark figure ambling towards y'all, and I was like, they look like they have enough on their plate right now. Let's distract this bitch. And I attempted to, but he was hella powerful. And so after some, you know, ooh, poison spray, and he was like, "Oh, that tickles." Then, took Fira and flew off. And then I caught up to y'all and am currently bent over panting from exertion.
I think we're all
Yeah. And I can't remember. I think I tripped trying to get some children onto a train car and literally straight up took 5 hit points of damage from a trip because I rolled a 3 on a very easy thing. Um, and that was with a +1 from me. So, that was a good time. But Ori's got a little scraped knee, but she's not crying. She's muddling through the pain.
Awesome. And so we have actually Samad is back on, and you actually came on at the recap, Samad. So thank you, Rachel, for going into detail about that. And one crucial part that you missed, just to fill you in, is that while Ori was taking a rest during that time, she had the pendant with her, and she was actually speaking to somebody on the other side. I'll let you guys go ahead and talk about that in game if you want, but I'll leave it at that. So, Megan or Samad, if you want to add in any more details, I guess on your side to kind of recap what you guys experienced.
So you haven't said anything yet? I don't.
What do you mean? No. So what happened actually? So just to kind of fill you in. So you and Sean and Megan had your own session, right? Because Rachel couldn't make it last week. And then after, so during the week, we actually had a small session for just Rachel by herself, and her path was actually ran in parallel with what you were doing. So the things that you guys were interacting with, like for instance, fighting Fira/Babel, and then also trying to like save all the people after the train car ripped open. She was also there interacting, but doing kind of her own thing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
There was another entity trying to get to us, and she intercepted. So she was off dealing with that, and then trying to get other refugees on the train, kind of like what you were doing at first.
I was on the other side of the train from you,
Mm-hmm.
opening doors while you
Catching
were
people.
hurling people.
Catching people.
I was gonna say I was opening the door while you were hurling people into the car.
So basically, we're all kind of just gathering back together. We're all kind of the worse for wear. Where I don't think Pan's too terribly hurt. Dave, I think, is somewhat okay, but just slightly wounded. But the shadow creature that took off with Farah basically just socked me off to the side. So I'm basically limping along, just covered in mud. Is the rain still pouring right now?
It is still pouring. Yes. I mean, you're more or less right after the events of this.
And then we have 2 guards that Dave tied up earlier that, that can no longer call the train to stop. So basically Mikage is going to share that, so since y'all all saw that Dave could not touch it and I was able to grasp the hand at least for a little while, Mikage is going to suggest that maybe we after we get to Cian and hear the announcement, we should probably go to her village. I think there's some information there that we can learn.
Sounds
Something
good.
that connects this hand.
I like.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much. That was an awesome recap. A lot of things happened, actually, very interesting in such a short time. So, to begin, at this point right now, you're all still at the train station. The train has taken off, right? You saw it chugging along, and eventually it picked up speed, and now it looks like it's safely on its way towards Cian. However, you four, with Dave, who's still, unfortunately he's not here, but I mean, let's say, for instance, that he is kind of holding back a bit. And at this point now, the train is gone. You did notice, though, however, that Harbor, after you left the refugee camp, he was still there. So it could lend itself that he might still be back there. However, you, at this point, have a decision to make of where y'all want to go. If you want to start heading towards Cian, you can hop on a train. You can find an alternate path or something like that. Fastest way would probably be a train. But however, I mean, there are a multitude of options depending on what you decide to do. You can continue to explore around. So I guess that's kind of, what are y'all thinking about right now?
Ori wants to hop on a train. If Harbor was behind, I mean, he knew everything. He knew it was, at least everyone was getting on a train, so he must have a reason for staying back, and that's cool. And he knew where we were going, so.
But the thing is, he doesn't know what happened with Farah, that she's basically, while I do kind of want to hop on a train and get there fast, I wonder if we maybe should tell him what has happened to Farah and basically say, you need to protect your daughter and yourself, but don't trust Farah right now.
That's fair.
She is not herself. She is not in control of herself.
Mm-hmm. It's not Fira anymore.
Yeah.
We can do that. Plan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for gathering information.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all are in agreement. You head back to the refugee camp. At this point, it is cleared out. There's no one left. However, you do see a flickering light, like a candle, in the tent where Harbor normally resides.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna beeline it over there.
I'm following behind.
As you walk inside, you can see Harbor kind of gathering the last of his things. He seems to be fairly upbeat. There seems to be a weight lifted off his shoulders as he is like gathering his things. He seems that he's walking with a little bit of a lighter step.
So does he see us right away, or it's not like we can knock on a tent door? So
The moment you enter, and he kind of startles around, like, "Oh my goodness! I thought you had boarded the train. What's going on? How's everything?"
could be better. Ori, do you want to fill him in?
Wait, are the refugees? Is everyone okay? First off, let me ask: Did they make it out?
The train made it out
With most
almost everyone on it.
Wait, what do you mean almost everyone?
So, sorry to say, Fira did not get on the train, but I think that's the least of our worries right now.
Did something
So-
happen to her? I mean, what? God. Okay, what happened to Fira? I mean, is she all right?
So, we're hoping she will be, but we're not entirely sure. We're trying to stay positive, but I think that you and your daughter should just make sure y'all are protected and safe, because Mikage, you were closer to her.
she's possessed. Let's just say she's possessed.
Yeah, very straight to the point. Yeah, she is possessed.
And the hand that she has been carrying is the cause of it. So I don't think there's anything you can do, but we need some more information from you.
You see his face. His skin tone is a light shade of gray, and the color just almost escapes out of it even more. He looks even more pale. Oh, my God. Oh. Why have the gods tested me so? First it's my daughter, then my wife again, and I thought that it was going to be fine, and I wish I could give you some more information on that. But when she left from here and got on the train, she said she was fine. I mean, I understand that she didn't quite have her memory of me and our daughter, but at least she was cooperative. She wasn't fighting us. She didn't seem to be possessed in any way, so I don't know what it was that triggered this thing. I mean, did you see anything that could have caused her to become this way?
Unfortunately, we were in the next train over when it started to overtake her. We only know that it's coming from another realm, but we have a feeling that whatever that hand is tied to will bring destruction. Protect yourself, protect your daughter, but we need some we need to point in the right direction. Is there We know she is probably heading to Cian, and we will be heading there next.
If you're heading, I know you're heading to Cian, which is a good thing. So at least I can tell you this: we have a few informants and allies on our side there. If you can find them somehow, I don't quite know. I just know they're connected to the refugees. So if you can find them, they are well aware of the situation. But not with my wife. That's a completely different story. It's really more for your father, Ori. Unfortunately, with the events that have happened, they are watching him, or at least they've been instructed to watch him. I cannot speak for their actions. Unfortunately, traitorous activity is not taken too well, so keep that in mind.
Has anything happened?
That we know of, not yet. I mean, your father just left this morning, so I haven't heard anything back yet from them. I mean, my main priority, of course, was getting everyone out of here, and I thought that we were good, and I would finally be able to board the next train and see my wife and my daughter, and we'd be able to start anew. But now this is just.
Well, you at least your daughter, but can you provide us the name of your contacts? And then there's one other thing I want to ask. I want to pull out the sword and the sigil. Like, I don't remember if we asked Harbor, but I want to ask again just to make sure. Do you know this symbol? Have you seen it before? Has Fira mentioned it?
He looks over the symbol, kind of holds it in his hand, but you get the feeling that he doesn't really recognize it all that much. He says, I haven't, quite frankly, once Fira came back, I was overjoyed, but frankly, she has been standoffish from me. Understandably, given that she doesn't remember who I am, so I don't blame her for that. I don't know that she would recognize it either. I mean, perhaps there could be somebody in Cian, maybe one of our contacts there might be able to help you, but unfortunately, I'm of no use for you there. However, once you get to Cian, if the name Lima or Yuna ever appear on your radar, seek them out. They'll be able to help you. I've heard. Yeah.
All right, then we'll go with you to the train station. We'll probably hop the same train and split off at the next station that goes to Cian. Because if I remember right, there's a split, right?
There's a split, yes. Unfortunately, I am not able to board the normal train. I will go with you to the train station. However, I will have to duck out and hide in the crates and whatnot or so. I've got some friends that'll help get me aboard safely or so. But you should be able to ride comfortably in the normal train. Not a problem or so I wouldn't worry about it. Okay.
Okay, so I just didn't know if we would have to hide because, we've kind of made a big enough scene in a couple of times in this city. So let's hop the train.
Well, from what I've been told, I think that you have a bit of fame and notoriety to you, actually in a good way. So perhaps that might lend you some street cred, if you will, when you get out there.
Upgrades, first class tickets.
I want a long rest in a first class train. At this point, even I'm tired.
Let's just say I wish I was in your shoes right now, not in mine. So I wish you the best.
So we're going to wish Harbor, so we're going to go with him to the train station and then wish him well from there.
Okay, sounds good. You all head over. He finishes packing his things. There's not many items left, and so it's a short wait. He starts packing up the items, and you all escort him towards the train station. Now keep in mind, this is the same train station that you all arrived in, where also there was a large explosion that happened earlier, right, at the very beginning or so. As you make it back into the train station, it is quite a buzz with activity. Let me change you guys to the scene now. And it's still paused.
I have still muddy and dirty and just kind of like Mikage has just had it up to her horns with everything, and it's just kind of like
all soaked.
It's like, ugh.
There we go. All right. So you can imagine being at the train station. It is still under a bit of construction. There is debris in several places. However, it is much more contained, and it seems to be more or less in progress. Right? There's lots of crews fixing things in there. However, business has picked up again. Traffic has continued, and it seems to be quite a bit of people all around or so. There seems to be a long line where you're at as you approach over on train track 2, right where you're at. And the tickets that you have that'll get you onto the train, there seems to be a line already forming or so.
Let's get in line.
Yep.
At this point, I'll say that Dave is kind of in the back. Let's say he's holding on to some things. He's got, he's kind of busy, and at this point, I'm gonna move him off to the side or so. He is busy attending to some items and things that he has to do. Okay, so he's distracted at this point. Not really sure what he's doing.
He's looking for sausages.
That's a good one, right? I think he's probably having a conversation or so. It seems like he's sees some of the similar vendors or so that you met,
There's advertising.
and some advertising. So he's going to take a look at those advertisements right now. He's preoccupied with that.
Who's in line? Who do we see in line?
As you look at the line, you see an assortment of characters. Primarily, it looks like there's quite a few, halflings. You're going to see some elves, some humans, some dwarves, some gnomes here and there. Now, directly in front of you, you see two small, well, they're not small, but you see two gnomes. They're obviously quite small in stature. One is a dapper-looking fellow. He's got on he's got on like a plaid suit. He seems like to be wearing a pocket protector. He's got his little briefcase, and he seems quite eager. And standing next to him seems to be a much older gnomish woman. She has with her a small dog. So for her, it's a small dog. So for you, it's even tinier, right? So it's even itty bitty. It's a small itty bitty little dog.
Wow.
As you approach the line, your shadows cast over them. And he turns to look at you. He looks up at you, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, mother, look at this. I've never seen such a crew before. Oh my goodness. Who are you? Who are you?"
Ma'am, can I pet your dog? I need this.
The older woman looks over and is like, "Oh, well, of course, darling, here you are." And she holds up this puppy. Holds it up to you. But for you, it's probably about the size of your palm, right? About the size of your palm. But she's holding it in her hands like this way. Like she's
literally the best thing that has happened to Ori in months.
Yeah.
Ori is absorbed in this.
The dog is, happily wagging his tail. He is just like lapping at your hand, at your palm or so. The younger gentleman looks over and says, Mother, I've never seen quite a crew like this in all our travels. It's amazing. Tell me, who are you travelers? Where are you going? Who are you?
Mikage is just gonna stay quiet. She's just like, I'm muddy, I'm miserable. I'm not going with a little kid right now.
Same. I'm just gonna stand there and smile. Or maybe I should be like, you might have heard from me from the arena.
Oh yeah, you do that. You would totally do that.
Ori is absorbed with the dog, so she doesn't know what y'all are doing.
You see him pause for a moment, kind of stroke his peach fuzz chin. And it's like, "Oh my goodness, I have heard of you. Mother, these are the warriors that fought in that amazing battle that just happened. It's incredible. Not only, thank the gods. What a luck we have to be standing in the presence of these amazing warriors, and on top of that, such intrepid adventurers too. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Tanston P. Springboots the 15th. This is my mother, Elby, and this is her dog, Roscoe. And who are you? And who are you, fair travelers? Please, grace us and tell me who am I standing in the presence of?"
Pan, champion of the Colosseum, self-proclaimed.
I'm gonna need your autograph, sir, of course.
I'm a gladiator. This is my manager. Not even.
Yes, I am the manager.
I'm not even looking at him. I'm just like, meh.
Well, luckily for you, you
I
just
am
have to
their
look
manager.
straight. You can just look straight because he's quite short, so you don't have to look at him.
That's why I was just like, eh.
I'm still petting their dog. Yes, I'm their manager. I did not fight. As you can see, I am very small, but not as small as Roscoe.
Is there anything that like hear or take notice of, just kind of passively? Is there anything that, because I'm still, even though I'm done with like today or last night, I'm just like, I'm still kind of on edge to hear, because I'm still paranoid about someone from the guard station like recognizing us.
Roll a perception roll for me, please. Okay.
Perception. Derp. There you are. Did it work?
I'm waiting for it. Let's see if it goes.
Okay, one more
There it
second.
goes. It's going. Oh, 21. Excellent. Wow.
I see everything.
You see everything. You look about, you notice it seems like the guards are pretty preoccupied. They seem to be, and there are also several foremen and contractors busily doing work. You see in front of you, again, there's a long line of civilians, but just right nearby, though, there's a few that look, they're holding their weapons kind of close to their side. They've got a couple individuals right in front that are holding their weapons clasped at their side right now.
Okay. I'm just going to keep an eye on them in the meantime, just since they are obviously agitated. This does not bode well for me.
Tanston is busily shuffling through his briefcase right now. He pulls out a piece of paper, hands it over to you, like, please, Pan, sir, can I at least have your autograph? I know it's a bit of an inconvenience, but I'm a stickler. I have to have, I love to collect things. Can I have your autograph, sir?
Sure, but I can't write.
Okay, well,
So I just scribble some shit on a paper for him.
he looks at it and he's like, I don't know Genassi, but oh my goodness, this is amazing. Like, I'll definitely have to archive this for later.
So I looked at them for a second. You say you travel. Where do you travel to, or what is your... basically, what do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Well, actually, we're just a bit south of here. And I say travel, I lied a little bit, but I haven't really left from my village or my town ever. So this is my first big trip. But luckily for me, I am going to become the new intern up in Cian. So it is quite an amazing position. My father, my father's father, my father's father's father, my father's 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 father. Keep in mind, he is the 15th, so he starts going on and on about this for a while, right? So there you go.
Okay.
But
So
they have been the chiefs of the Bureau of Information Technology, Classifications, and Horticulture. So I plan to go and join them as well, and I will be there as an intern. Now I know it's an unfortunate acronym, but it is a very important job from all I've been told.
Sorry, what's the name of that again?
It's
just
the Bureau of Information Technology, Classifications, and Horticulture.
I bet that's a real bitch to say all the time.
Oh, you have no idea.
So I decide to, I reach down, I look at the piece of paper that Pan is signed, and I just, with my claw, I kind of do a little squiggle to add to his little note, because I think I've suddenly recognized that this little guy can be useful in the future.
You see him?
Information always good to have.
He holds the paper. He clutches it close to his chest. He's like, "Oh, thank you. I've always dreamed of meeting a Dragonborn. This is probably the most amazing point in my life. I'm so excited." And you, Miss Tiefling, may I call you? What is your name, Miss?
You can call me Ori, or Orianna, whichever you like. Here's my business card. I'm gonna pull out a little scrap of paper, write down Ori, and the sending stone number of the one that I had at my house back in the day before I became an adventurer. I'm gonna give it to him and say, that's my business number. So if I don't pick up, just leave a message.
Oh my goodness, Mother, this is the first time I've ever gotten a business card. Oh, this is an amazing journey. Already, Father will be so proud of me, knowing that I've made an acquaintance with these amazing, amazing warriors or so. His mother at this point is very distracted. The little puppy that you've been petting at this time kind of hops off her palm, starts rooting around, and you see him eating some rocks and licking rocks and garbage or so. So he's kind of just going about. At this point, his mother, Elby, looks over at Tanston and says, "Darling, I grow weary of this, and I definitely need a cocktail, so I'm going to head over to the bar, Carl. If you need me, I've already got my tickets. Don't worry, they'll get me in. So you talk with your new friends, and I'll go on, and just find me later. And you see her kind of waddle off, somehow kind of like she's able to weave in between a lot of the other passengers that are waiting in line because of her short stature, and they don't even notice that she kind of passes them by.
We really could all use a drink at this point in time.
Yeah.
So, what kind of information does your company or your division handle?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. It's quite interesting, really. It's a bit of everything. We're a bit of an archive that keeps information for really the entire country. So, I mean, we do have, the information, technology, classifications, horticulture, that type of thing. But really, we keep track of history of the country. We keep track of associates. We keep track of politicians, and as well as mythology, history of myths, stories of our past as well too.
So I take out I've copied the sigil onto a piece of paper. I lean down, and I inquire a little bit more about how limited the access is to this information, or if he would possibly do only interns have access.
Well, from what I've been told, while I am an intern, however, my prospects for promotion are pretty good, so if I do come across any information, I will happily share it with you, my new friends, of course.
That would amazing. And I just hand him the piece of paper and just say, this information on this sigil would be most welcome if you can, among other information.
He looks it over, gives it a good 1-2, and is like, it's very unique. I haven't quite seen it before, but I'll keep it in mind. And he folds it carefully, puts it into his pocket.
I thank him and just continue to kind of look around, but I want to listen to what he has to say.
He looks over at you, Mikage, and is like, so, I have been studying pretty much my entire life to get ready for this job, and so I know a little bit here and there. And quite obviously, you are Dragonborn. I've never seen one in person. That's why I'm so excited to meet you. But you must, can I ask where you're from?
I am from south of Cian, or southeast. Sorry.
Are you perchance
southwest?
Southwest, I think. Perchance, are you from the village of Sandral? Is that correct?
A few people know the actual name of our village. You are very studious, little one. Well, or little brother would probably be better. Little brother.
Well, I've always wanted to go there or so, but I mean, if you find me, I can perhaps get you some more information. Now, I've heard it's quite a dangerous trek to get there, but perhaps, maybe one day I might be able to go with you or so, but it is, I'd love to travel there one day, but I hear it is quite a perilous journey, and especially for one of my stature, so it might be a little bit more difficult, but for warriors such as yourself, might not be any, must not be no problem at all.
So I basically nod along with him. If you wish to go, we will make arrangements. I have friends who sometimes journey into Cian, but if you are not able to come with us, but I will keep that in mind. If you are interested in going, I feel I may be going homeward soon.
Okay, well, I might very well take you up on that.
Especially if you can provide us information, I'd be most happy to bring you home.
Of course. He looks over at Pan for a moment, and he says, "Oh, he's a quiet one, isn't he? Doesn't say too much."
elbow Pan.
Yeah, just don't have much to say right now.
He's a man of action.
It makes sense. I've heard
Well
quite a few,
said.
quite a few controversies of the Genassi or so. So I get you, right? I've heard a few stories around them, so I get why you might be a little quiet.
I let my fists do the talking. Oh yeah.
If you were still a flautist.
My fists, not my flute.
Oh, those were the
Yeah.
days, huh?
Well, I hear they are quite dangerous, so I mean, there's a whole thing. I won't go into detail about it, or so. I'm sure you've heard all the rumors already, so I won't. I don't want to offend you in any way, so I'll just leave it to be at that.
Rumors.
Or is gonna do a little side-eye squinty at Pan.
And Mikage's just gonna also do a side eye as well, like rumors. Okay.
I'm just gonna do the little, the hands, the emoji, the shrug.
Good shrug.
And Ori and Mikage look at each other, I guess, shrug again, like, like, I don't believe it, but
Like, we'll revisit this later.
yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, I definitely don't want to offend you, and I've heard they are fierce fighters and all, and bad things have happened to those Genassi, so I don't want to get on his bad side, so I will leave it at that.
Bad things have happened to those Genassis. By whose hand?
I'm sorry, say that again?
By whose hand? You said bad things happened to the Genassis. By someone's hand, and that's why I was like,
By other Genassi hands?
Well,
and her. Now just Mikage and Ori are just like, okay, now you just gotta tell us at this point.
It's like,
Yeah, he
Pan,
definitely wants to talk about it.
I was gonna say, Pan, do you know what he's talking about?
No, but I'd love to find out.
Alright, tell us. He won't be offended. Right? Right, Pan? Tell him you won't be offended.
I don't care.
He's
He won't
been.
be
I don't think he's aware of the situation, and I just
He's
kind
from
of.
a small town.
you see Tansen kind of look up at Pan a little bit, and of course it is quite a long look as he looks all the way up to see him. Okay, well, as long as he's not offended, and also, and he kind of turns to look around side to side as well to make sure there are no guards in hearing range. Well, rumor has it that there was a very popular, or very powerful Genassi general who was fighting in the war in the war that happened between Voltier and Heasted, and supposedly all of his not only all of his warriors, all of his tribesmen, but also his entire family was taken down with him. So, and supposedly, the general himself was banished to an island where it's just him and his family. Now, whatever happened to him, I don't know. I don't quite know. But the rumors abound that he went mad. Maybe he was poisoned. Or maybe, and this is the big one as he kind of looks around, that the government was actually still messing with him and getting him to potentially kill himself and his family too. Now, you didn't hear it from me, of course. Don't say anything, because that one's a bit of a... That puts on my tinfoil hat, but that's some of the crazy ones that I've heard or so. Now, me personally, I think it's all just unfounded, and unfortunately, they probably all went, retired somewhere and left after the war, as far as I know. But no one's seen them since. But that's just me.
Sounds like an unlucky dude.
Rumors and history and myth all have their root in truth. Just kind of, I look over at Pan slightly and just kind of go back to doing what I was doing. I go back to looking at the people that were holding their weapons close by.
Ori says nothing, because she really wants to grill Pan more about his life when he was young, but knows that this is not the time nor the place.
I don't actually know, by the way. I only know the general thing from the guy that we talked to. What was his name? Bodhi?
Bodhi.
Yeah.
I'm remembering each and every bit of this. And I'm going to ask questions, but respectful of time and place.
The thing is, I have no idea of pans because I wasn't around for Bodhi, if I remember right.
Right.
So I'm just like, whatever. It's rumors, but you never know what's truth and what's not.
At this point, Tansen is just so enthralled by you. He's still busy talking about his, how excited he is to see you. He's still raving about, just complimenting you. And as he's gesticulating about, he steps back and he bumps into one of the armed individuals that you see, Mikage. And as he does, he backs up like, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to run into you. But the individual turns and looks at him, gives him a menacing glare.
Hey, who the fuck is this piece of shite? Stepped on your toe.
His comrades nearby kind of turn around now too, and they look. As they peer over at him, and is like, you don't just get away, just like stepping on us, getting our way.
I reach, I pick him up, and I move him behind us, and just stare at the guy in front of me.
Rudeness demands payment. We don't take kindly to be disrespected.
And at this point,
I really want to slap him with my mage hand. Can I? I don't want to start shit, but I really want to slap him with my mage hand.
I mean, you definitely can if you'd like.
No.
I'm gonna let him get in my face, since I'm the one who moved the kid behind me.
And I'll put him.
We should pants him.
And I'll be
So basically,
give him a good old pants.
and then pull his pants down. Because
Okay.
he won't know who it is, supposedly.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my mage hand very stealthily and just I will pants him. Let's go with that. I'm gonna pants him with my mage hand.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just standing in front of him. I'm not moving. I don't know what she's got in mind. I'm just staring him down.
But I like that idea. I'm gonna pants him with my mage hand.
And I'm gonna start laughing at him hysterically, like with that really exaggerated laugh face, where you like to point.
Yep.
My husband does that so much.
The moment his pants drop down, and Pan, you just burst out laughing. Everybody now turns towards you, starts looking, and there's a bit of a chuckling amongst all of the other citizens who are all watching too. The one you de-pants pulls up his pants, his trousers again, looks at you and says,
No one fucking messes with us.
now they draw their swords. They pull out their weapons, and at this point, they are ready to fight.
Come on, guys. We didn't do anything.
Don't
You
blame
saw
us for
it.
your. You need to
And-
tighten up that belt.
We get the guards involved in this.
It's like, I was just standing here, man. Y'all saw us. We were just chilling. Maybe it was one of your buddies, huh? We know that the betas want to be, the head honcho. Why don't you turn to them?
We have nothing to gain from this.
At this point, through your words, they're looking at each other. There's a bit of flushness in their face. They turn, and at this point, they are enraged. They are more upset. Everybody roll initiative. Here we go.
Yeah.
The guards, there's a dude here. Indecent exposure.
The guards.
Oh, thank goodness they go behind me. So far.
So far, okay.
Uh-oh.
At this point now, they have drawn out their weapons. You see one of them. You see one of them pull out a, several of them have swords, some of them have a mace or so. There's a large one that initially was about the same size as you, Pan, but all of a sudden his face turns like a deep red, and you see him grow in size, probably about a foot or so. Like he just immediately just starts bulking up. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a minute. I'll let y'all decide what y'all want to do, but at this point they are pretty pissed off. And it looks like the order is he's gonna go. One of them's gonna go first, and then it looks like Ori and Pan, and the other two, and then Mikage.
All right, how we want to play this? I'm feeling no murder because there are a lot of other people around.
It's not murder if they attack us first.
Yeah, self-defense.
We'll attempt no murder. Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. If I can keep them in front of me, I'll try electrocuting them with my breath, if I have that still. I'm kind of tired, and I think I've used quite a few of my stuff already.
These guys have awesome names.
Yeah, they do. That's so funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just kind of, fight those who fight me. But if anyone's getting injured, I'm coming to your defense as well.
All right.
Okay. All right. You got 15 seconds. Are you guys good?
Yep.
We're good.
Okay. All right.
I don't see the dudes.
You don't see the dudes? What do you mean?
No.
So the main arc, in at least the base of it is, I see the train and I see the people, but I really can't see the floor.
Oh, I just can't see them. Let me refresh or something.
Let's see what's going on. Let's see
I'm gonna little.
I think I see them. They're the three people
They're these
to the right of us, correct? The right bottom?
the bottom, like right directly below you. So if I were to draw them, it's these four right here.
Maybe I just need to reload because I don't see.
It's these four right here.
Okay, got it.
Are y'all seeing that or no?
I am not seeing anything. Let me close my browser or something.
Right now.
My fighting list is over them. I always have trouble moving things around in here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. They're right there, so whatevs.
So having trouble seeing them, Saman?
I don't see. Oh, I see them now. Okay.
Yeah, these guys right here.
that was
1, 2,
being
3,
weird.
4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now at this point, like, there's a crowd starting to form around. Okay.
All right.
And with that, the first one, King 9 Lives.
Want to put him to sleep?
Oh,
Wait.
did we ever rest before we got here? Or
No, you did not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold back then. I'm gonna use like everything. Break these fools.
All right. So the first one, King 9 Lives, holding a lute in his hand. Actually, he has a lute himself. Takes his hand up in the air and then strikes it down, and you hear this loud crashing sound. It is actually cast Thunder Wave, and it's gonna force and it's gonna just blast all of you. Here we go. Ready? So I'm gonna roll Thunder Wave. Yes.
Can't open. Oh, it's paused. Never mind.
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna pause it. Here we go. So he casts out this wave of thunderous force. It sweeps out from you. It's gonna originate from him, and it's gonna just echo towards you. Each of you have to essentially do a DC 12, roll DC 12 on that, Constitution. And if you succeed, then you only take half as much, and you aren't pushed back. All right. Ten from Ori.
My game is still paused. I can't like do anything.
Is that going? Hold on.
Let me try private mode or whatever.
It's still paused. Mine is working.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
You said a Constitution check
Yes.
or a deck?
Constitution check.
Okay. Hopefully I didn't waste my nat 20.
Let's Let's see what you got.
Wow, another one.
Whoa, look at that. All right. And then Pan?
I'm reloading my browser.
Okay, all right.
I'm in, incognito mode or whatever. 1 second.
I bet I'm gonna crit fail on anything I try to do after this.
Can I knock on some wood when you say that? So.
Did you see my roll? I clicked on the thing, but I don't know if it's
I did not see it yet.
like it's grayed out. I can't click on it again. But
That's so
I don't
odd.
know.
It's very odd. Okay, I'll just do it for you then in this case. So let's do that. You got a 6. Oh, unfortunate. Okay. So in this case, Mikage, you're only going to take 7, but for Ori and Pan, you're both going to take 15 hit points of damage. It's going to knock you.
I think I'm dead then.
It's going to knock you out unconscious. Yeah, you're out right now. You get slammed back against this lantern over here, right against this lamp. It's going to knock you out unconscious. Ori, also, you're going to get pushed back as well too.
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
Lord.
It's a little ridiculous that these random schmoes in the train yard have just one-shot us on their opening move.
It's a little crazy, I would admit that. Yeah, that's for sure. At this point now, Ori and Pan. So now you both can go in unison, or go at the same time if you like, or you want to go first, or Pan. However, these 4 guys are all kind of laughing now at the fact that like you've just been blasted back.
I would like to put them all. I would like to hypnotic pattern, so I
Okay.
can pants the rest of them and then tie their hands behind their backs.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Give me that hypnotic pattern. Alright, oh, okay. 4th level spell.
Each creature in the area must make a wisdom save. When filled, the creature becomes charmed. Okay, all right. So I believe that should be big enough for to get all of them. So let's just do this. He's gonna go and
It's
do.
120 feet, or a cube of 30 feet, and they're all right next to each other.
He's asleep. I'm gonna make him. Where's my sleep? There you go. He's
Ah,
asleep.
I'm not dead anyway, so I'll be right back 1 second.
Okay. He's asleep. He is awake, and I'm sorry, one of them, she's asleep. And these, okay, so the 2 in the back, y'all can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The 2 in the back are still awake. However, the 2 in the front, you see them just, their eyes roll into the back of their head, they just collapse on the floor. So at this point, they are asleep. Okay. Now, Pan, or you've got them asleep. However, Pan is laying right next to you. He's knocked out unconscious against the lantern. So what else?
For my bonus action, I would like to check his vitals. See if there's anything I can do to make him not dead.
At this point, we can have him roll. You can assist him if you want on that.
I would love to.
As he's going to roll a death save. So I guess we'll do that real quick. Let's see. So I'll roll a death save for him. Where's my death save? That's inspiration.
That would be really rough if he died from one hit in a train station while waiting in line because I pantsed a dude.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna healing spirit on or on up in a second as a bonus action.
All right, so here we go. We're going to do a death save. I'm going to give it advantage. Here we go. Okay, so he's got one check on that, so he is okay. Or rather, he's still he's trying to get stable, but you can still see that he's knocked out completely. All right.
Mhm.
At this point, the largest one, his name is Razortooth. He starts hulking over, so he starts going over to you, Mikage. Takes out his huge axe. Comes bringing it down on you right now. I'm sorry, he has got a huge scimitar, and he just comes like swiping at you. What do you do? roll a defense roll and tell me what you do.
So hopefully I will be able to dodge out of the way. And just
Okay,
kind
yes.
of duck and put myself between Ori and Pan and him.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my wife was feeling sick or something.
No, you're good. She's doing okay? Do you need to take time off?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. She's going to sleep.
Okay.
He takes a giant swing, but as he does so, you duck underneath. He totally swing and a miss, right? As he does so, he pulls out a dagger, and this time just tries and jabs it towards you as well, too. Roll defense roll, and then tell me what you do.
I basically just want to try and kick him back if I can.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
Another man. You're on a roll. Okay. As he goes forward to stab you, however, you kick him back, and he's surprised by your agility, and he loses his footing, and then he falls backwards, back from whence he came, and at this point now he's just fallen flat on his face, so he's down, he's prone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At this point now, Mikage, it's your turn. The other one is asleep, and so let me go to that.
It's just the two that are awake.
It's just the two that are awake now. Yeah. What do you do?
Okay. I am just going to let loose my breath weapon. I'm just going to just see if that is a roar or a meow.
You need what now? I'm sorry?
No, so I open my mouth to do my breath weapon. So they need to do the saving at a 13.
Are you doing it against just one of them, right? Just one of them, or how many
No.
are you doing?
I'm just gonna let it against all of them, because if one of them goes down, I have a feeling. Can I do? Or the two that are standing. Basically, the ones that are on the ground, I'm not gonna touch at this point.
Okay.
Because
all
that'll
right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Let's do that then. So, okay, let's go for the first one. Ooh, he got an 18 on that one, and then this one gets a. Let's see. And oh man, I could have got it either way. Is it half damage or is it just a?
So the breath weapon. Let me pull it up real quick.
This music is driving me a little batty. It's not working the way I want.
It doesn't say about.
And what's that? I'm sorry. Say it again, please.
There's no so half damage on success for 2d6 lightning.
Half D damage. I'm sorry. Half
Yeah.
damage in, right? Okay.
Yeah. Exhale a 5x30 line for 2d6 light damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Half damage then. Perfect. Okay, so they're gonna take 6 hit points of damage each then. So.
Not too bad. Could
All
be
right.
worse.
The one who cast the lightning bolt, he is on flames. He's trying to pat himself out. He's covered in, like, he's wearing robes, so you can see that he is,
I'm so sorry. I did the lightning and I forgot my bonus action. Can I do my bonus?
Yeah, go ahead. You can go. You do a bonus action.
Okay, I am so sorry, but I'm do my healing spirit on all of us. Roll.
Okay. All right. Looks like he might be back in the fight then.
How does this
Okay.
work?
So everybody's gonna gain 1 hit point of life. Is that right? How for the spell you can move into a space. You have the spiritual reason. Here's in a space 5-foot cube is within range. Those will enter. You or a creature can move into spirit space for a time. Oh, so there's a space then. So you're causing a space, and then after whoever's in that space can gain 1d6 of life.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess would you want to put it over Pan to help him regain consciousness?
Yeah, I think shouldn't it? Yeah, I want to help him regain consciousness, so go ahead and put it over him.
Okay, all right. But it looks like I think anybody else who goes over it can also gain some life
Yeah.
too. All right. All right, Pan, you're back in business now. So it looks like Mikage helped you out. Okay. The other two thugs are asleep. So we're gonna top of the round now. So I'll let you guys go ahead, have another minute to think about what you want to do.
Um.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
say-
attack.
If I'm first, I would like to cast sleep and just see how if it'll do anything to the other two. And as a bonus action, roll over a little until I'm next to Pan, so that I can be in that fun little healing area.
Okay. All right. Pan, how about you? And Mikage, what are y'all thinking about doing?
Well, if he's asleep, if they're sleeping, I won't hit him. But if they're awake, then I'm just gonna hit him.
Yeah. So two are still asleep. So depending on how Ori's turn goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Mikage, how about you?
So part of it, I'm gonna see what happens with Pan and Ori, but I can cast one last healing spirit as bonus action. So my main action is gonna be seeing what happens with them and taking initiative from there. My bonus action will be healing spirit.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, let's give it a go then. So, all right. So, kicking off the first turn. So, King Nine Lives. He is busy right now trying to sort out basically the electrical shock the thunder breath that he took just a moment ago. At this point, he's like he gets mage hand. You see him form a hand in thin air, and afterwards, and he just slaps one of his comrades and just like wakes him up, just get up, and he smacks him across the face. This guy's gonna take -3 hit points of damage, but he is going to wake up from just the sheer force of the slap.
Dude, your buddy just hit you. Not a really good friend,
Yeah.
is he?
I was gonna say.
As he stands up, he starts wobbling. He's like, dude, what the hell was that? And he looks over and just growls over at King Nine Lives. And King Nine Lives is like, hands up in the air, is like, I don't know what to do, man. Okay. At this point now, it is Ori and Pan. You guys can either work in unison or take turns individually. What would you all like to do?
You know what I could do? Pan, if you have some juice left, I could cast darkness on their whole group, because they're close enough together to do that, which will probably freak them out, because it's a scary kind of darkness, and you can shoot your little air fists,
Yep.
You want to do that? Let's do it.
Sure.
So I'm gonna cast darkness all over these people. It's a
Okay.
15-foot sphere. So we're going right here.
Perfect.
So that-
Let's do that then. All right.
It doesn't affect Mikage.
Okay, all right. So they are now engulfed in darkness. You can hear them almost like cry out in fear, like, what the hell is this? Okay.
Oh, and for my bonus action, I would like to make my voice sound very deep and hella scary in that little section.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, "To hell with you." See if they shit themselves.
You do hear some cries of fear emanate out from the group. As well as that, you see also several of the civilians also. They start backing up as well too. They're starting to panic as well. All right. Okay, Pan. They are now engulfed in darkness. And
Okay,
you saw them engulfed in darkness. What are you doing?
Okay, so which one is asleep? This dude, right?
This
And
one.
not
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so which one was the one with the guitar though?
This one over here. See, this one. Yep.
Man, I don't know. I can't see anything. The green dude or the other guy?
The other guy. That one right there. The one that's over your cursor right
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna double hit this dude. I'm gonna use one key to have fire fists, so I can like ranged attack, and I'm gonna punch the shit out of him. So let me see, how do I do that? Where it is, Fangs of Fire Snake. Did it show anything when I clicked it, man? What the? Anyways,
It's not showing anything, dude.
that's fine. Whatever. It's just fine. It just lets me attack from far melee, and it deals fire damage.
Okay, all right.
So I will do the double attack that I do, that and that. Okay, I don't know. This shit's not working. Can you do that? Can you click for me? Unarmed
Yes.
strike and flurry.
Unarmed strike, then flurry. All right, let's do that. And flurry of blows. Okay, all right. So we'll do unarmed strike first.
And then for my second action, I want to
That's-
use the Fist of Unbroken Air on the same dude.
Okay, all right. So it's 7, and then one more against him. Let's see. Okay, so he's got to get it. Wow, that's a solid hit right there, dude. Very nice. Okay, all right. So the first one definitely lands, and then the second one. Let's see if he makes it. He definitely does not make it. So he's gonna take a whole boatload of damage. Wow. All right. How do you want him to go down?
Okay, so if he goes down, I'm gonna air fist the other dude. But I just want him to like fucking crumple as his like fucking like he just gets like knocked the shit out of him.
Okay. All right. So mine is 31. Here you go. So he just like you send him flying. He like flies through the air. Come on, person, move. There you go. And he is just out. You see, he just crumples on the floor. I mean, do you want him dead or you want him just like knocked out? I guess is probably a good question.
He doesn't need to die. It's fine. He can just get the shit knocked out of him.
Teach him a lesson. You don't start a fight in a train station unless you're prepared to be
Yeah, and then I'll use the Fist of Unbroken Air on the other dude.
Okay.
I guess.
The big one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. And then one more. Fangs of the, I see it now. The Fangs of the Fire Snake. Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, I see that now.
Fist of Unbroken Air. Here we go. He needs to do a 9. Oh, there you go. There's a whole boatload of them. See, this is so weird. It's so delayed right now. All right. So he's got to do DC Strength, or otherwise take 9. Otherwise, I think he maybe takes half of that. I'll just say he takes half, just for simplicity. So he's going to take 4 hit points of damage. So as you can kind of hear the pummels, like the air smacking him. And he is just, you hear him within the darkness, just kind of yelling and cursing, like, who the fuck hit me? He's like, she's swinging about. He can't quite see what's going on. Okay. All right. At this point, let's see, what's his face? Who's still alive here? This guy. Oh, come on. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Big Grumpy over here in the middle. He is swinging about. He's not quite sure where to go. He starts stumbling about. You see him eventually. Come on, person. Man, come on, computer. He's not moving. Come on, move. Sorry, I think we're all having kind of technical difficulties right now. It's kind of annoying. Hold on, I'm gonna move some things, get rid of some stuff here. Why is he invisible? Well, that should be the case. I cannot bloody move this guy. What the hell? Okay, imagine him. He kind of stumbles out. I'm gonna draw the circle again. For the sake of it. 15 feet. There you go. The one in the middle, the largest one, kind of moves out to the side. He stumbles out of the darkness, and as he does, he sees a civilian right nearby. He grabs her and like holds him close to her now with the sword up to her. He starts yelling, basically telling you, like, you know, you better back up or this one dies.
Dude.
One of them is asleep, and then now it is Mikage's turn. You see him stumble out of the darkness, grab a civilian. What are you doing?
Like, you are in a train station. Chill the fuck out. Scared. So...
obviously this makes it a lot harder. So, what? Quick question. So he's got the civilian. Like, is he near the edge of the train tracks? Like, how does he have her positioned? Is he just like holding on to her off to the side? Is he in front of him?
So imagine I cannot move. I don't know why I can't move him, but imagine that he's over here. He's on this side right here,
Yeah.
and he's got her, and he's holding her hostage.
Okay, so he's away from the actual tracks. So, have the guards taken notice of any of this going on? By the way.
At this point, there's there's lots of civilians all kind of crowding around. You see the guards in the back; they are rushing. You see them kind of running down the stairs, but they seem to be pretty slow about it. They're trying to get by all the people watching the ensuing combat.
Okay. So what I am probably going to do so this is up to your problem is so I have a Zephyr Strike. You move like the wind until the spell ends. Your move doesn't provoke an opportunity attack. So once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll on your turn. The attack deals an extra 1d8 damage on a hit, whether you hit or miss. So I want to cast this, get behind him, and basically I want to slam my knife into his spinal cord.
Into his spinal cord, you said? Is that right?
Yeah, I don't do well when people take prisoners.
Okay, all right.
I don't mind that.
That sounds good. Let's do that then.
Okay.
So go ahead, roll your, was it Zephyr, and then afterwards roll attack.
And then
Zephyr Strike. All right. This one is going to land. The attack is going to hit. However, you're only doing, what's it, damage, force, additional weapon.
That's the extra.
Oh, that's the extra attack. Okay, so go ahead and do the...
Yeah, so I'm going to do a basic attack with my...
I see. Okay. So one extra. Okay.
Yeah. Oop, okay. So this is the roll for the dagger attack.
Okay. This one does not land. You pass by him. In that moment of speed, he loses sight of you. You appear right behind him, right? And as you stab him with your knife, you can hear your sword just kind of like shrink into his skin, but at the same time too, he is unmoved.
That's fine.
Right? His skin is hard, almost as a rock. You just feel it kind of like sinking. You're able to pierce through, but at the same time, he's unfazed. Like nothing happens. Okay? All right. I'm going to put you now over...
I'm just going to hold him at this point.
I'll put you right here. So he is. He's in between both of you. It's got this hostage right there. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Our next guy. No, go back. Damn it.
Would he have gotten was that with a disadvantage, just to make sure?
Yeah.
He gets
disadvantage?
Well, he would get, because it's literally behind him.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. In this case, he will take some damage, but his skin is still rock hard, right? It is so thick that as your dagger pierces in, you can see it draw blood, but at the same time, too, he is unmoved by that, right? So yes, it's still strict. Okay, all right, 3 minus 3. Okay. The last thug, he's still swinging about. He doesn't know what's going on, and he's like, nobody fucks with the graves. And he starts taking out his mace, and he's like swinging it around, trying to do what he can at this point now. Okay. Okay, all right. So, top of the round now, I'll give you guys a minute. Y'all can decide what y'all want to do. You've only basically got 2 of them left to fight. One of them's still asleep. Okay.
I would
just
love
want to go for the guy that's up.
I would love to at least attempt to grab the guy's sword with my mage hand. I think that's a bonus because it's not any attack. So, I'm gonna walk over, and if I can get his sword away, then I'd like to grab him so that I don't hurt the woman near him and do shocking grabs.
Cool. That sounds good. Pan, Mikage, what are y'all thinking?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to find some, like, I don't know, I'll water whip the girl out of his hands or try to pull him down or stun him or something.
Okay, Mikage?
So, as long as all goes well, I'm gonna just try and stab him in the back again.
All right, here we go. Okay, at this point he has a hostage in his hands, and he's got the knife against her neck. He did not feel any pain from the knife wound from you, Mikage. However, he's staring you down right now, Ori and Pan. He's looking at you like, go ahead, do it. I dare you. What do y'all do?
I will do it. First, I'm gonna use my mage hand to grab that knife.
Okay, so let's do then, because it is a cantrip. So we'll use, I guess your magic is charisma, right?
Yep.
So we'll roll your charisma against his strength. How about that? Let's do that and see how that goes.
Beautiful. Just ability check?
Just ability check, straight ability check. Yep.
Let's fucking do this, man.
Oh,
Alright.
I'm pretty
fine.
sure you're gonna knock this out of the park. Let's see.
Hell yeah.
Okay, all right. So describe what that looks like. At this point, you got your mage hand. You're gonna rip. You've got his sword out of his hand. So describe what that looks like.
So the, haunting little hand, darts in and grabs that sword, and I'm gonna have it fling it, like, very far away. And then the hand disappears. And that's my bonus action.
Okay.
And then I get to walk towards him.
You might through the little healing spot if you need it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought I did that as a bonus action before, but,
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'll add that on later.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna walk. Let me walk out of this. I don't want to do a thingy. Get. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that. No, come on. I don't know how to stop this.
I think we're all having technical difficulties right now. Okay. All right. So you're just gonna move over to.
Here we go. So, wait.
I just moved you over. Oh shoot! You're going too far. No, you're going way over there.
Yeah, right there. So, I'm gonna touch him and not her, and try to kind of yank him a little so he lets her go and do shocking grasp. So I will.
Okay, roll that. Pan, you're coming up soon.
Which I love that that's a cantrip.
Awesome.
Oh, damn. Wait, here's a question.
Yeah.
If I've thrown him off his rhythm and he no longer has a weapon, would I get advantage?
Well, you do get advantage in this case because you're flanking him. So you've got Mikage on one side and you on the other side. So he's
That's
pinned in between.
true.
So I'm going to give you guys, you're going to get advantage on that. You're going to deal 12 damage. So you're going to deal the lightning damage to him. As a sword flies out of his hand, he looks also, now you're standing in front of him. And he is just, you hit him with a shocking grasp. You see his whole body start convulsing, start moving, and his body just kind of falls on the ground. And he's just shaking and moving about. Now, he is not out, but however, his body is prone, and he's just shocking in convulsions right now. All right?
Is the lady okay?
The lady's freaking out. She at this point has he's no longer holding her, so she just runs off. So you see her run away at this point. Okay.
It's for the best.
Yeah. Pan, at this point, you see him on the floor. Mikage and Ori are next to him. You can hear the guards behind you. They're probably about a good 50 feet. They're trying to get through the crowd, but they're making their way through. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna use my regular attacks on him, and if one of them lands, I'm gonna stun him and make him use a DC throw.
Is he the one on the ground
Yeah.
or the one still up right now?
The one on the ground. The other one's asleep, right?
There's one of them
Well, there's
still
one
in the darkness.
that's like swinging around blindly.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in the darkness because I'm gonna die if I get hit. So I'd rather just try to knock out the guy that's outside.
Okay.
I feel that.
Let me see if my roll thing works.
If not, I can roll it for you. So let me know. Man, technical difficulties. How fun.
It's one of those days.
It is one of those days. This all can't be perfect.
It doesn't look like it's working.
Okay, so which one do you want to do? You want to do unarmed strike or no? Fist
Unarmed strike, flurry of blows, and then if one of those lands, I want to use one key to do the stunning strike.
Okay. No, wait, you're still afar, right? So how are you doing unarmed strike from
Oh,
far
is he
away?
not next to us? No.
No, you're
no.
like still near
I'm
about the
gonna-
lantern, right?
No, fuck that. I'm gonna throw darts at the guy in the fog then.
Okay, all right.
I can see them or no?
Well, no, you can't see them. They can't see out, and you can't see inside.
Okay. No, I'm gonna
But
throw
they are
darts
blinded.
On the guy. I'm gonna throw darts on the guy that's down then.
All right, okay. So let's do that. I'll roll that for you. Let's see what he does. Oh, no bueno. All right. He's convulsing on the ground as the darts, as you shoot the darts at him. He just happened, like, they hit his body, but he's shaking so much that the darts, they kind of, like, they pierce him, but then they just kind of fall out. All right? They don't seem to have an effect on him as he's just moving about. You want to do anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Roll over out of the thing and then back into it to get another point of health.
Does it work like that?
I don't know.
I think you get, yeah, I think you can actually roll a 1d8 for some health, I think it is, right? Is that health spirit?
Oh yeah.
If you're still in the
Okay.
space, you can do that, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't moved, so okay. Can you roll me a 1d8?
Yes, I can. Let's do this. You're going to get 4 more hit points of life. All right. The one on the ground at this point is still convulsing. He's trying to get up, but as he does, you see his body just grow even larger this time. But however, now he's bleeding badly. He's walking slower. He tries to reach out and grab both of you this time. You see him both, like his hands, like he's got a wingspan now, probably about 8 feet or so. So he reaches out, tries to grab both you, Ori, and you, Mikage, since you're right nearby him. And he just tries to, like, basically put both of you into, like, a headlock. Roll defense. Tell me what you're doing.
And I'm still behind him, or is he holding like one arm to Ori and like one arm to me, like kind of face?
Yeah, at this point he was on the ground convulsing, right? So then he gets up. So now you're not no longer like behind his back. He's dealing with both of you between. He tries to grab you both in a headlock. Mikage, he's not able to grab you. However, Ori, he's able to like snatch you up. He's got you now. He's holding on tight. You can feel his hand and his forearms against your against your neck. It's getting harder to breathe at this point. You can feel yourself getting, harder and harder to breathe, harder to speak. Okay.
I don't care for that one bit.
Yep. Other guy's asleep. Mikage, he missed you. However, you've noticed that he does have Ori in his grasp right now. What are you doing?
So basically, as I dodge out of the way, I try to get behind him again and just grab on to like jump his back, and then I want to. So when my turn comes up, I'm going to attempt to stab him.
Okay, well, it's your turn right now, so you can totally stab him if you'd like.
Okay, so
He seems almost immune to stabbing.
well, I'm going through his throat. The thing is, if I do anything else, it puts you in danger.
That's fair.
I'm just trying to get him off you.
I appreciate not wanting to hurt me.
Okay. So I am.
I feel like that's the bare minimum, right?
Yeah, stab away. You got this.
So I'm going to attempt. I'm going to attempt with my longsword. Screw the little dagger. I tend to have better results with it anyway, hopefully.
All right. Oh,
Oh, of
2
course.
nat 1s. Wow, look at that. So for all those 20s you got, ugh.
Of course,
Oh, man.
worry.
It's okay.
Damn
You
myself.
tried.
Oh my goodness. Okay. At this point, you're trying to stab at him. Your sword is having no effect at all. He is undeterred. At this point, as you're slashing him, he's like moving about, and as he's doing so, he's got Ori in his headlock, and he's just moving her around. So unfortunately, your body's just being dragged about Ori as well too. So Ori, unfortunately, you're gonna take 5 hit points of damage as you're just being swung back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that puts me at 2.
Since this is not effective, I want to toss a vial of acid on him, on his back.
Okay.
You do what you need to do.
At this point,
Okay.
I don't know if that rolled out roll.
Oh, I did. All right. He's gonna take 2d6 damage. Let's go ahead and just do 2d6 real fast. 1, 2. Roll that. I'll roll that for you real quick, just for expediency. I take 4.
Yeah.
Okay. The acid starts burning on his back. Those wounds that you had cut him with, even though they didn't affect him, you can kind of start seeing them seep into them now too. He starts like itching on his back. He starts moving around. It's stinging enough. He lets go of Ori. Ori, you're no longer held in a headlock. However, he is a huge hulking beast, and he's just like moving his arms about, and so he's still stomping about. So he's still quite dangerous. But he's going to take 4 hit points of damage. Okay.
Ori, back up.
Mm-hmm. I will do so.
All right. At this point, the other guard, the other thug, is still moving about. He finally makes his way out. Let's see if I can move him out. However, he's on this side now. He sees Pan. He sees, and he looks over. He can see his huge hulking friend. Quite a bit of trouble. He starts panicking. So you see him kind of run off. He just starts making his way out. He's going in this direction now. So he starts running away. At this point, the guards have made it through. They have pushed through the crowds. They've run up to you. And they've got their swords and their batons, and they're like, "Who's the start of this?"
Point at them.
Yeah.
You point at them. A lot of
They're great.
A lot of the other civilians kind of look, and they all start pointing at the graves too. And just like that, the guards all converge on the ones you're fighting. And at this point, they just start cuffing them and wrapping them up. They start dragging them away. However, one of them does. The one that was hidden before, he's able to make his way out, and he's able to disappear. But you guys were able to make it out, and it seems like the crowd, seeing what happened, they all start clapping, they start cheering for you, thankful for your service.
Okay.
It's time to go sleep on the train.
Okay, and then... so, where's the little gnome? Is he okay?
Yeah.
The little gnome who had been hiding behind, he had actually been pushed back as well too. He gets up, and you look at him, and his hair is just like standing on all ends at this point. You know, he looks like a mad scientist. He puts himself together, straightens his bow tie, and he's like, "Well, this is something that's going to go into my journal. That's quite interesting. What a day it just was. Friends, it looks like I owe you quite more. You saved my life. I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay you back, but I will definitely spend my lifetime trying to do so. So thank you so much for saving me."
You're welcome. I got to see the guy get pantsed, and it's really the true winnings for me.
And Ori, you were the only one who actually, I think... Oh no, Pan took damage. I think I actually made it out without damage this time. Huh.
I took all of the damage.
I
I
died.
started
No,
with
Pan got knocked
the
out.
most hit points,
Okay.
and now I have 2.
So we should fix this. I say we all sleep on the train.
I was gonna say we should sleep on the train. I think that's a good idea.
At this point, everyone starts lining up again to get onto the train. The guards carry away the graves, the grave members. However, that one did escape. And at this point, all of you are able to get on. Dave returns back from his errand of looking at, hot dog vendor posters, and you all hop back on board the train. At this point, Tanston is, tagging along with you, like, come with me, follow me to our private boxcar. It'll be great. You can rest there, get a good rest. It's the least I can do.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna change into my, whatever whatever clothes I have available. I'm like, I need a change.
All right, you all hop aboard the train, and you make it on your way. You head out on your way towards Cian.
Should we take our long rest now, or are we doing a long rest or a short rest?
This will be a long rest. You can definitely do a long rest.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So we go ahead and take that now, or at the beginning of next session?
You can do it next session. Let me start cleaning up this stuff first. So I can give you guys a long rest as well too.
Because this shit is like slow, so I don't know what's
Yeah.
going
So
on.
let me try and debug this. But I think that's a session for today. So
Yeah,
Let's
it's
do-
11.
I ought to pet a dog and pants someone. It's been a good day.
all right. Let's
Hell
start
yeah, pants.
well, let's start off with you, Rachel, since you started off with that. So like, love, learn, lack.
A good love is petting a tiny dog, pantsing a gang member. I lack hit points now, but we'll fix that. That'll be fine. I learned that guards are oftentimes useless, but I do appreciate that they arrived eventually to cuff them. It's interesting that we see more graves here. I'm starting to think I'm on the globe side of their little gang war. But that's a topic for another day. I think that's it. Did I go through all of them?
Yeah. I think that's it. Awesome. Thank you. Megan, if you could please. And like, love, learn, lack.
I liked having the theater of the mind, trying to like realizing the little gnome might be useful. I mean, we had a lot of choices we could have just jumped on, but I am kind of glad we went back to kind of warn. Nothing on your part. It was more just because we just seem to have probably more trouble with these little guys than. But in fairness, it was either really good rolls or really bad rolls. So it is what it is. So I mean, Mikage's just like she's had it with them. She's just like, okay, we're just gonna bite them. So, I mean, there wasn't really anything lacking. We got our little fight. We got, theater of the mind. It's just, I feel like we didn't progress as far as we would have wanted, but, it happens.
They put up a surprising fight.
All right. And Saman, like, love, learn, lack, please.
I thought it was fun. I like when we get to do dumb shit like pantsing people. That makes it entertaining. Like adds character to it. I thought it was fun. Short session. I'm late. I think this is gonna be a thing until Ramadan is over.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no worries, dude.
It's a little hard.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Yeah, because it gets later every day, right? So like today it was 7:45 to break fast. Next week it'll probably be almost 8:00.
Okay.
So we can do a different day because you said next week we couldn't do Sunday anyways, right?
That's
So-
right. Yeah.
Not here. Or I'm not here. Here,
Yeah.
but not.
Yeah, we can do a different day because Sundays is when I usually go to my mom's anyways, and so that's why it runs up later.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
So this week,
go ahead, Megan.
I Yeah, this week I took off Thursday and Friday, so technically Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night are the best options. I mean,
I'll I'll check
technically I
my
can do them.
calendar this week.
So because of my uncle's stuff that got changed again, I actually technically can do Sunday night. So
I mean, I can do whenever. Just yeah, a lot of times on Sunday this will happen. I could also tell my mom I want to come, or not Sunday, and I'll go there Saturday or something too.
it just depends on what everyone else's schedule is then.
Okay. All right. Let's continue the scheduling conversation in just a moment. I'm still recording, so I want to make sure that we're doing that. Okay. All right. That's cool. So this was great. Fun short session. Obviously, we were kind of limited on time, but that's okay. But we are, you guys, essentially next session you will be in Cian. Okay. So then it's going to be a whole new thing going on there too. All right. And you've also made a new friend, so that's kind of cool as well. And
Yep.
I'm gonna end the recording. So thank everyone who is listening or listening in the future.